Happy New Year! Yes, we are in the year 2024 and we give all the glory, all the praises and all the adoration to God, to Allah. 2023 was an eventful year, very eventful. We had nationwide federal elections on February 25th, which brought in a new president as well as brand new and, in some cases, re-elected federal legislators. They were all formally inaugurated on May 29th. At the state level, elections were held on March 18th. With the new government at the federal level, led by Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, came the empaneling of a presidential committee on fiscal policy and tax reforms, headed by Mr. Taiwo Oyedele, and the appointment of a new executive chairman FIRS in the person of Dr. Zaccheaus Adedeji. So much. We will keep a close tab on the work of the Oyedele Committee as its report is expected to be submitted this year with far-reaching implications for and on the Nigerian fiscal and tax landscapes. To other matters. If you are an employer of labor, you have filing and remittance obligations for payee on the emoluments of your employees. It is a monthly obligation due to the state where the employees reside. But in January, it comes with a difference. In January, employers are expected to file a full-year report detailing the emolument profiles of all individual employees, salary package, allowances and perks, promotion resulting in salary increase, disengagement, new employment, etc. Total emoluments arising from these activities are to be calculated and checks are to be cut for the shortfalls, if any, and added to the payee bill of December 2023 and remitted in full. In the case of direct assessment filers, one-man business owners, partnerships, small-scale enterprises, March is the date. All business activities, income, expenditure for year 2023 are to be collected and filed by March 31st, 2024. We will find time to dwell more on this in subsequent episodes. Of course, remember that filing and remittance of all VAT collected on behalf of government are due by January 21st. With regard to withheld VAT, MTN, Airtel, and banks are to file and remit withheld VAT by 14th January. The clock is ticking. On Monday, the 4th of December 2023, the Taxpayer Services Department of the FIRS organized a one-day sensitization and enlightenment workshop in Kano State on bookkeeping and documentation, the role of taxpayers, tax consultants, and traditional rulers in facilitating voluntary tax compliance. In the last few episodes, we have shared with you what transpired at that event, but did promise to bring you the paper presentation on TAXPRO-MAX delivered by Mr. Halilu Haruna of the TAXPRO-MAX team of the FIRS. Mr. Haruna will be taking us through the workings of the TAXPRO-MAX.
I'm here to present a paper on understanding TAXPRO-MAX. TAXPRO-MAX, it's the platform that the Federal Inland Revenue Service is using for paying of taxes. That's for registration, filing, and payment. In our own side, even reporting. TAXPRO-MAX, it's here to make our work easy, allowing taxpayers to file at their own comfort. The first step for you to have access to TAXPRO-MAX is you have to be what? Enrolled on TAXPRO-MAX. And how are you being enrolled? You what? Obtain an update form and submit it. When you submit that, you'll be able to be enrolled on the system. When you log into this, taxpromax.firs.gov.ng, you have the interface of TAXPRO-MAX. As a taxpayer, you just click on login and you log in. Provided what? You have been enrolled and you have your what? Login details. These are the components of TAXPRO-MAX: registration, filing, payment, reporting. We have the e-receipt for those of us that have what? Withholding credit. You can also view your withholding credit, be able to download it on your own. You have the TCC, where provided a taxpayer does not have any tax liability, he was able to what? Just click on it and get his tax clearance certificate. We have different modules on TAXPRO-MAX. We have the CIT, the VAT, we have CGT, we have withholding tax, withholding VAT, we have the stamp duties, we have the PPT, we have specialized sectors such as the insurance sector. We have almost everything right now on TAXPRO-MAX. It depends on the sector you're coming from. It allows you what? To file your return.
On the idea behind the linking of the TAXPRO-MAX portal with that of the CAC.
In TAXPRO-MAX, we have been able to what? Link TAXPRO-MAX directly to CAC, whereby we know every taxpayer, every corporate taxpayer, limited liability, trustees can be gotten from CAC. That is the bet of every taxpayer, every corporate taxpayer. So we've linked our TAXPRO-MAX to CAC, whereby at any point of registration, we are not the first person to call that taxpayer, but from CAC, so that we will not have any duplication or what? Of credentials. The only thing we can do is to update in case what you have in CAC in terms of what? Your address, your email, we can do that update. But in case where you have taxpayer's name being omitted or not correct from CAC, you know what to do. You have to go back to that CAC and correct, because we cannot correct any taxpayer name on TAXPRO-MAX. It has to come from CAC. The only thing we do, if it's been updated from CAC, we can see it from our own end, and we just click on update and we recall the updated information.
Mr. Haruna also took the audience through an overview of the taxpayer dashboard on the TAXPRO-MAX.
This is a typical dashboard of a taxpayer. Your taxes due are typically those taxes that are due to file. Now, the system does that, majority of that for you. For every month that are due to file, the system what? Generates that assessment for VAT for you. Now, for the tax return, the system also does that. Please, in case you are trying to file your account, for example, and you've noticed that your account year end is not correct, please visit your tax office or try to get a contact of a focal officer. He knows, or they know, or she knows how to what? Address that. It's very important, because you'll be filing a wrong account year end. If you log in, please, just the first thing you do, go to that taxpayer's detail. You'll see everything about you, all the information necessary about you. If there's anything that is out of place, please reach out to your tax office before it's too late. Concluded assessment. Any return that has been filed, one leg will be in concluded assessment, and one leg what? Will be in taxes due. Whenever it's paid, it will all move what? To concluded assessment. Then you have what? Your ledger balance. You can see the thumbs up there is thumbs down. Whenever you have a liability, it's going to be showing you thumbs down, so you know that there's an issue. And when you don't have a liability, it's going to be thumbs up, which is going to show you green, and your hand will be up. So we have tried to make this as seamless, simple as possible for everybody to be able to what? Log in and file his return. We have what? Additional assessment pending. So it's a count there. Whenever the tax office reads an additional assessment or reassess you, it's going to be there in number. It's just for you to click and do the needful. Info board. Any information the tax office needs about you, you'll see it in the info board.
Mr. Haruna continued.
Group taxes is basically where you have what we call intermittent taxes, taxes that don't occur every day. You have withholding tax, withholding VAT, you have the stamp duties, you have what again? I think you have the CGT. So you have the payee. This is where all this reside. Now here is typically where you can just go in and pay on your own. Download the form and you pay your withholding tax, your withholding VAT, as the case may be. Then you have what? Your credit report. Your credit report is where all these things you have paid, whenever you have a credit, for example, withholding credit. I have withholding credit of X amount, 1 million, 10 million. If you just click there, you see all the accounts there. You see your withholding credit account, your withholding VAT account, your capital allowance account, and what? Your loss relief account. These are the 4 accounts you see. So the system is so transparent in the sense that whatever that is due to you or whatever issue you see, you can just come here and look at it. And if you think there's any discrepancy, that's when you write to a tax office. Processing TCC, this is where you process your tax clearance certificate. Then asset manager. Asset manager typically is where you have all your assets, your non-current assets. You have motor vehicle. At the point of filing your account, it sits down here. At any point in time, you can come here on your own and dispose your assets and actually pay. So you don't need to be going to a tax office. Just come here to your asset manager. You'll see all your assets. Anyone you want to dispose, it allows you to dispose, depending on how you have filed.
And on a new feature on the TAXPRO-MAX, the tax wallet.
Tax wallet. Simply, tax wallet is just an enabler that allows taxpayers on their own pay what they think they can without penalty and interest. If a taxpayer has a liability of 10 million naira, for example, and he doesn't have the ability to pay all, or he feels he can even pay all, but because he's late at the point of filing and he feels that, okay, since I cannot pay this amount of money, I just want to pay something. Now, the tax wallet has given him that opportunity to do that without even coming to the tax office. On his own, he clicks on the wallet. After clicking on the wallet, it allows him what? Make payment. The same thing goes to even audit assessment. Any taxpayer that has been audited, it allows you to come here where you have your audit and investigation record. You can click on it. Now, if he comes here, he sees this what? This drops down. Kindly note that the wallet entries are restricted to tax type and time period indicated upon entry. It allows you to impute whatever you feel you want to pay. Then it computes the penalty and interest for you since you are late. Now, if you compute this penalty and interest for you, you will say, okay, this penalty and interest is too much, I cannot pay it. You can post that penalty and interest to your ledger. It allows you that so that you can only pay what? The principal or whatever you feel you can pay. So at the end of the day, before you get your tax clearance certificate or before the period elapses, you can actually allows you to go to your ledger and pay that amount.
At the end of the presentation, the audience took turns to ask questions and answers were given.
If your annual turnover is not up to 25 million, is it that you are exempted from monthly VAT? Or if you are not exempted, are you supposed to still be filing NI report on monthly basis?
Issue of VAT filing for those companies that are below 25 million. Yes, you are exempted from payment, but you are not exempted from filing. How will we know when you arrive at the 25? We won't know if you are not filing. So you must file. Section 55 is clear about that. And please, consultants, know that the company that is not actually within the range to pay, your clients who actually transact business with them, that's supposed to pay VAT, there is the provision of Section 14, reverse charge. Let them charge themselves and remit this to the appropriate offices. Reverse charge is an amendment made in the system that is now allowable for the companies to self-charge the VAT that is related to the transaction they have. So even if the person that's supposed to charge you is exempted, so he's not charging you, that does not mean you will not pay the VAT.
There is a menu called processing TCC. I don't know whether it is working or it is not working, but each time I click on it, it will just give you wrong, error information. So I want a clarification on this.
For tax clearance certificates, TCC, you can actually go to Yes, on TAXPRO-MAX, you will not be able to see what you want. We have the tcc.firs.gov.ng. The same login credentials you have for that, for TAXPRO-MAX, you have for TCC. You go there, you'll be able to see your tax clearance certificate whenever you want.
With regards to export proceed, in the provision of the turnover in the TAXPRO-MAX, there is no provision for export. So I don't know how we are going to be doing that, for how long it will be going, because any way you do it, it will still go ahead and charge. And what we learned is that any export proceed is exempted, is CIT exempted. So please, we need more clarification on this.
Export income is exempted from CIT. Yes, but it has qualification as to the repatriation has to come in, and the proceed must be used for the purchase of raw material or plant and machinery. So this qualification must be observed before that income is exempted. But at the same time, it is not exempted from minimum tax.
For you to upload income of exempted company on TAXPRO-MAX, if it really qualifies all the criteria as mentioned by my guy here, the only thing to do is you don't need to put your income as part of the turnover. When it comes to the turnover, put 0. Then you go to other income. There is provision for exempted non-tax income. Then when you put your income there, it will not charge you income on that. And when it gets to the profit adjustment, you can still go back and do the adjustment, exempt the non-incomes, then taxable income, do the adjustment. It will give you the portion that, okay, this income is exempted, having qualified all the criteria. And then you go back and pay the tax on the non-exempted incomes as appropriate.
You need to understand that provided all your income is being exempted, that's one. That's when you put your revenue as 0, right? But if there's a portion of that income that is not exempted, impute it as revenue. The part of what is being exempted, other income, what? You put it there as non-taxable what? Income. Then when you get to your profit adjustment, deduct all other expenses. Deduct it as frank investment. That same portion that is being exempted. If you do that, it will give you a proper computation.
I'm a very busy man. My business involves a lot of traveling and I interface with lots and lots of people and organizations. Tax compliance used to be a big drag on my business. It was time consuming and very costly. But now, no more. Introducing the FIRS TAXPRO-MAX, the truly fully end-to-end tax administration solution for companies' income tax, value-added tax, petroleum profits tax, and all other tax types. For fast, efficient, and convenient end-to-end tax experience, log on to www.taxpromax.firs.gov.ng. TAXPRO-MAX has turned things around for me. It is fast, user-friendly, and cost-effective. FIRS, making tax administration as easy as ABC.
You're watching Tax Matters in this new year 2024. Tax practice, like other noble professions, is regulated. For one to practice taxation, you have to be trained and equipped with the requisite skills and knowledge to either practice as a tax administrator in government or as a tax consultant providing advisory services to clients. Whichever side of the divide you find yourself, all work together for the common good of the nation while ensuring that citizens fulfill their tax obligations and adequate taxes are collected and remitted into government coffers. On Monday, the 4th of December 2023, a delegation from the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, CITN, the body solely empowered by law to regulate taxation practice in Nigeria, paid a courtesy visit to the Federal Inland Revenue Service. The aim was to congratulate the Executive Chairman FIRS, Dr. Zacchaeus Adedeji, on his appointment as Executive Chairman FIRS, appreciate the FIRS for her continuous support to the CITN, and to pledge the Institute's commitment to continuous partnership for the achievement of the mandate of the FIRS. The 16th president of the CITN did not fail to use the opportunity to commend the service for her giant strides as well as the laudable initiatives and innovations carried out by the service, which have led to unprecedented increase in revenue collection in recent years.
The implementation of innovative tax policies and leveraging on technology to streamline the tax processes have played pivotal roles in transforming the landscape of taxation. These initiatives have not only signified compliance of taxpayers, but have also fostered an environment of transparency, accountability, and fairness in our tax space. It is necessary to stress the collaborative endeavor between CITN and FIRS has been instrumental in nurturing the cadre of tax professionals equipped with cutting-edge knowledge and skill. These partnerships have contributed immensely in promoting desirable outcomes, disseminating expertise, and ensuring that our tax system aligns with Nigeria's unique system. We remain hopeful that Federal Inland Revenue Service will continue to support the Institute as we work towards fulfilling our mandate as provided in CITN Charter.
The CITN also came with a bag of requests.
We look forward to working closely with you to enhance our relationship in the following areas: sustaining the implementation of tripartite MOU standardizing the mode of filing tax returns for a fee by CITN licensed tax practitioners using customized stamps and C as earlier approved by previous FIRS management. Enhancing collaboration in the area of process improvement and reforms in tax administration space and capacity building. Recognizing the role of CITN in Nigerian tax system and supporting the Institute to pursue its program and mandate, particularly in the area of conflict in the regulation of tax practice between CITN and ICANN.
Welcoming the CITN delegation, the Executive Chairman FIRS, Dr. Zacchaeus Adedeji, commended the Institute for her continuous support and pledged the service's unflinching support to the CITN.
I commend you for the strides and effort towards ensuring the regulations and professionalism of tax practice in Nigeria. Your visit today is a testament to the strong collaboration and partnership between the Federal Inland Revenue Service and your esteemed institute and our esteemed institute, and a demonstration of our shared commitment to fostering a thriving and effective tax environment in Nigeria. We sincerely appreciate your support and collaboration in ensuring the service deliver on the core mandate and annual revenue target through your numerous interventions and human resources development initiatives. I assure you that I will continue to strengthen the existing relationship with the CITN to build an efficient tax system that collectively promotes voluntary compliance.
The Executive Chairman FIRS also laid emphasis on the key areas of focus of his administration.
Under my leadership, the Federal Inland Revenue Service is committed to innovation, efficiency, and transparency in tax administration. We will leverage technology to simplify processes, enhance compliance, and broaden the tax base. Also, our decisions shall be data-driven and aligned with the global best practices to ensure that we contribute significantly to the overall economic development and make taxation the pivot of national development.
And this charge.
We look forward to deepening our partnership with the CITN and working together in areas of training and capacity building, professional development and ethics, tax education and legislation. We solicit the continued support of the CITN in ensuring that members embrace the technological innovations being deployed by the service to ease compliance. It is also pertinent to point out that more needs to be done to instill professional ethics among tax practitioners and enforce the code of professional conduct. Some members have been found culpable in aiding evasion and aggressive tax planning contrary to the professional ethics of the institute. We implore the leadership of CITN to help deal with some of these lapses by our members.
There were also words of commitment and assurance from the Coordinating Director, General Services Group.
FIRS and CITN are critical stakeholders and partners in ensuring that the required revenue is mobilized right for the developmental needs of our nation. It's reassuring to know that we are all operating on the same page, and I'm sure that along with others we collaborate to deliver on this critical need for our dear nation.
There's the saying, alone we can do little, together we can do so much, for we are stronger together. With the collective efforts and collaboration of the FIRS, the CITN, ICANN and ANAN, as well as all other agencies and ministries of government, we are sure to build a vibrant and efficient tax system. And to you, our viewers, and all citizens of our dear nation, let's all join hands together to build the Nigeria of our dream. Nigeria, now we all know. Thank you for watching. Once again, Happy New Year. See you next week.